Hello everyone, this is Sonia with Stamping Around the Dining Room Table. I'm an independent Stampin' Up demonstrator. If you do not have a demonstrator of your own, I'd be happy to be yours. You can go to my webpage, stamparoundthetable.stampinup.net. There you can find out more about me, you can see our products, you could place an order, you could sign up to host a workshop, or you could join my team. Any questions, anything I can help you with, please reach out to me. Okay, so I do apologize a little later than I was meant to be. It's been a little bit of a crazy time. Ever since the holidays, I've kind of been off, so I don't know what's going on. But anyway, so let me back out here. I had hoped that my paper pumpkin would have been here in time for me to start with that today. It's saying when I tried to follow the tracking, it says maybe tomorrow. So if it is this week, then I can bring it in. If not, it'll be maybe next week. It seems like since the holidays, it's taken longer. Kind of crazy. But anyway, so what I decided though was to do, if I can grab this here, the playing in the rain, because it does coordinate with our paper pumpkin this month. So it is found in our mini catalog on page 50 and 51. There's a whole suite. So today I'm going to talk about the suite and then show you one card and make another one. Okay, so in here it has stamps and dies. It has an embossing folder, it has some embellishments, and it's got some specialty DSP paper. Okay, so we'll take a little closer look at these things. Here is the stamp set. It shows it there, and you've got a turtle and a bunny and a fox, some clouds, some rain, some flowers, puddles. Okay, and then here, rainy days are better with you. Oh, happy day. All right, and then it does have the coordinating die set. This is red rubber, by the way. It has, make sure I say the right, 15 dies. And we'll look a little closer at the dies in a little bit. Okay, and then I did make up a quickly made a storyboard, and I got black on me and it's all over the place here, so I do apologize for that. But if you wanted the whole everything in the suite, they made it easy that you can just put one number down, 160556. And you know what, I should have looked this morning to see it, make sure everything is available, and I neglected to do that, so I do apologize. But if you want everything that's on those pages that I showed you, it comes to $85.25, and so you can just put the one number in, and rather than having to put them all in individually. But if you didn't want everything, you can get just the bundle, which is the stamps and dies, or just the stamps, or just the dies, just the embossing folder, just the embellishments, just the paper. Okay, so this one has two sentiments. Rainy days are better with you, and oh, happy day. And then I stamped, and then I just cut out of a colored cardstock, just the shape. Okay, and this one, you see, it doesn't get the it's just the bunny. It doesn't get the little puddle under him. Okay, so you might want, if you were gonna put this, you might even want to stamp him on whatever you're doing, and then stamp and die cut him, color him, and then just put him over. That's one way to do it. All right, and here's the turtle, here's the fox, some clouds, and you see how they look there. Here's a closed umbrella. This is like the puddle, which doesn't exactly match this, as you can see, but you could cut that out if you wanted, instead of, what I mentioned before. Here's flowers that you could stamp and cut a bunch of them out. And then the other stamp left was just raindrops. Okay, then there's also dies that don't coordinate with any stamps. There's like this bridge, some grass. There's a kite. There's these 3 little kite, like little bows for the kite. I'm not sure if that's supposed to be a bigger bow for this or it's something else. Sometimes, you know, it's hard to tell sometimes. I guess, you know, that could even be a bow like on someone's collar, I guess, or head. I'm not sure. I'll have to look and see what other people did with that. Butterflies and a stump. And I did use my blending brush and did a little bit, because this is cut out in Flirty Flamingo. I went over it with a little Flirty Flamingo, and then I took my Flirty Flamingo Stampin' Right marker, the thinner end, and I just went through where like the grooves were, because it just doesn't just cut it out, it also embosses. Let me bring it up here a little. Sometimes you can see, maybe that's it. Yeah, you can kind of see there a little bit. Oh, here, bring this one over too. I just realized my lamps are a little, God, I must have bumped them. See if that's a little better, just so you can, hopefully you can see it. That's really all I wanted. And I can't always tell. Anyway, hopefully you can kind of see the, anyway. All right. So what I want then, the Specialty Designer Series paper, SPSP, Specialty. They have these cute little guys on here. Okay, so that's one side. Then they have these, which you get 2 of each of these. They're double-sided. But if you wanted, this could even end up being like, there's 2 of them you can make. There could make a beautiful scrapbook page. Okay. Then there's these umbrellas. The die, the umbrella die does cut these little ones out. And I looked to see, because a few years back, I took it in the other room and I have to bring it back in. We had a umbrella punch, but it's too big to punch these out. But if you notice too, because like at first I thought, is this what, you know, because there's a specific way this goes? And yes, there is, because look, there's water in the umbrella. And if you have it upside down, the water would come out. So obviously it's not going to stay over someone's head. So just make sure if you want to cut, you know, use this and cut it out, that you're doing it the right way. These would not be difficult to fussy cut. Okay. Then this is pretty cool. And I don't know if you can see on any of these, but it's why it's a specialty papers. It's got places that's like it's like a clear, almost like it's clear embossing over. Okay, so here the raindrops are the ones that have like the embossing. I thought that was pretty cool. And here, look at these guys. These are cute. This one, these 2 are added. Like, you know, we don't have stamps for those, but there's a little piggy and there's a little dog dancing in the rain. I said, oh my gosh, it makes me think of Singing in the Rain, because it looks like they're dancing. Whoop, especially the dog. And then here's another one. And okay, so that's 6 of those, and that's the one side. Then the backs of these, there's a stripe, there's a check or whatever you want to call that, flowers, different kind of flower pattern, different rain pattern. This can make my eyes go a little bit buggy. Hopefully it does. So maybe it will do yours too. And then this is kind of fascinating to me. So anyway, to show you those, and then the colors in this color palette are Balmy Blue, Flirty Flamingo, Basic Black, Mango Melody, Cajun Craze, and Old Olive. Okay. It's interesting because it's kind of springy paper, and these seem more springy. These are, to me, almost more fallish, but they've got some fun colors in them. Is that the Mango Melody, I think, is pretty bright. Okay, then I'm going to show you a couple things here. Oh yes, bring that back over in a minute. Now, here is, you can't really, it's very difficult to see an embossing folder online. Let me just grab one of my papers that I just had here to help you see it. Now that helps. You can see it any better. Like when I tip it like this, I can kind of catch it a little better, but maybe, let me see, bring it up here a little closer. Okay, so, but one of the things on here, this is really, you know, because you put the folded side through the your machine first. And so if you do that, you just have to pay attention, because really these are upside down for that. The raindrops, because, like, you know, it's the littler on top and bigger on the bottom. So the top of them is at the bottom of this, I guess you call it, or, you know, unless you're thinking, okay, put the bottom through. But just to pay attention, because it may not matter so much when you're putting it through, but when you bring, you know, like when you're putting it on your paper, it can make a difference, obviously. Okay, and this one, unfortunately, it's big enough that it does not, you could not use it with your mini machine, because it's too wide. Then, what else am I going to show you? There's something else. Oh, there's that paper. On this paper, this one, now I told you that, no, I'll bring it out here. Wait, I gotta move some stuff around. I'm trying to be organized, and I'm not as organized as I was hoping. Oh, here it is. What am I thinking? It's over there. First of all, I mentioned the umbrella. Okay, so here's the die for the umbrella. So see, you can put that right over, and you could cut a bunch of those out if you wanted to have a bunch of those. This one's a little wider, so that one you'd want a fussy cut if you wanted that. That one's that's the same thing, but these little ones you could use this for. All right, then on this one, I just had this thought. Wait a minute, 1 second. Something I didn't know. That's it. I just thought with the flowers, but no, see, the flowers are too big. But on this one, these do fit on here. Okay, so here's the bunny. Here's the turtle. And here's, it always takes me a second with this. Here's the fox. Now I have to say, if you just look at, let me bring this back again. If you look at just the die, because when I first looked at this die, I was having a hard time figuring it out, because it looked almost like to me, when I first saw it, before I saw it with the paper, was almost like that should be his tail. And this would be the umbrella, but it doesn't make sense. No, this is the umbrella. See, that's the umbrella. And this little part here that almost looks like it could be a little umbrella, that's his tail. Okay, but if you're cutting out from the paper, or when you stamp it, like if you, because that was that first time, wait, what? Oh, yes, silly me. Okay, so, but if you just turn it around. Okay, and I did show you on my, right here, see, there's that guy. And once you really see it, it makes more sense. But when I just saw this without the paper, and even with in the stamp, made it a little, you know, anyway, it's just how it is. Or just, maybe it's just me, maybe nobody else had that happen, but I just thought I'd point it out, because if anybody else is kind of a little silly like me, that could happen to you as well. Okay, so, all right. Was there anything else I wanted to tell you guys before I go to the cards? That may be it. All right. So I did put together one card before coming on, and it's just, and then I thought, what do I want to do? And I thought, I want to use this little dog, but how am I going to cut him out? Because, you know, how am I going to do that? Because if you do, somewhere here I had a strip, and now I was trying to figure out cutting out like a strip, and then, but then, you know, you cut out the strip, it doesn't really allow you. Let me bring this over here. I did have just a strip of that, which I must have dropped. It's the back. Okay. Anyway, I must have dropped it, but it's okay. Maybe I did use it. But then so then on here, I just kind of, okay, yeah. But if you just cut a strip, you know, it may not quite work out. But so what I did was I went to see what dies do I have that I could maybe would work with it. And I looked at the layering ovals. I looked at, this is one that that's been discontinued, but it's still in my stash. And it has ovals and circles and squares, and they were just called stitch shapes. And I really liked this size. Nope, this size was the bigger one with the dog. So that's what I would just suggest if you wanted to use one of your, you know, just kind of play around with it and see. And I moved it around a little, because on this one it was more like this one because I used but then I had to play around, you see, because I didn't want to get his umbrella. I wanted, it was a little different, but than this one, because you can see there was 3, it was like more like this, but anyway, it doesn't matter. Because this, I wanted to make sure I got him in. I didn't want that umbrella. And it's okay if a little of this gets in because it's not really. On this one, I don't know. Or if you didn't care, you could do it a little smaller and just get, you know, like that, a little less of the cloud. Okay, so I would just say whatever dies you have, like just plain shape dies, just play around with those and see what works the best. So then I I thought, let me do something with this guy. So I was playing around, you know, figuring it out, and I decided, if I can get a hold of it here, I wanted the circle. So I used this circle, and really it just cuts him out. It just cuts him out, see? And then I thought, oh, I kind of like, because the one, he was standing, it even was different than that. I just realized on here they aren't the repeat is a little different. So I used, but it was a piece, it was right here. I see. It was more like, maybe it was like, yeah, I guess it was like this one. And I used the die for the puddle. And I just put it, you know, kind of what I wanted, just like, so like this. You could even do it, you know, maybe more like that. It's whatever you want. Or maybe part of this one here, you know, it's just play around. They're your dies, do what you want with them, really. So anyway, so that's what I did. I didn't want to be die cutting on here. So I wanted to just show you, you know, like some things that you could do to put it together if you wanted to use these little guys. I mean, if you want them as a background, then you could do that as well, I'm sure. But I wanted to really make use of them. So this one's going to be just a little different. What I did was I took a piece of Balmy blue. I guess it was probably this side. But anyway, and I ran it through the Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine. And then I cut it in half. So this is about 2.5 inches. There's my ruler here. There's about 2.5 inches wide now. And this is about, let me just see here. It's about 5 inches. That's what I thought. It's about 5 inches long, about 2.5 inches wide. And I did make sure that the raindrops are going down. And then I thought it was too much. I wanted something to break it. It just felt like too much the blue in this. So then I just took a strip of the white. And then I realized, oh, if I put some raindrops on it, we'll just break that up a little bit. So that's how I did that. I decided to pop him up. And in my stash, I have, I should have left it out, I guess. Let me just find them here. It is the blue adhesive-backed gems that have been retired. However, see, they have two colors, the lighter blue and the darker blue. I use the littler, lighter blue ones here. And here, this Raindrops was bouncing off his hand. I mean, it looked like it was bouncing off his hand. So I decided to put one there at his foot and one above his head. But you can do whatever you want. But I have to tell you, they put more things in the clearance rack, and they have stamp sets, which they do not usually do that. But they have these now. These are out for a limited time. It's just as long as supplies last, because they went through their inventory and what was left that's been retired, and they brought some things out that they had a fair amount of. Not enough to make it, available for every single person, but, so just if you want something like this, or, I would just say check it out. There may be some stamp sets or dies or some of the embellishments that you missed that you might like. Okay. Actually, maybe I'll want these again. So anyway, so that's what I did with him. Just put this down here. So this one, I thought I would maybe just do the blue and put this guy on here. Whoop. And I didn't know, did I want this around his feet or not? Maybe, maybe not. I'm not sure. We'll see in a minute here. And then I thought I'd put this down here. So that's kind of, it's simple. Let me just see here though with my paper. Look one more time. Is there anything you might want behind him? Any of this paper? I don't know that I really, let me see, what would this one look like? Let me just make sure there's nothing else. I don't want, or that one. Okay, I don't really want flowers behind him. So let me see. This would be might be interesting. You do something like that. You could turn it around. So maybe this is what I'll do before I decide that. I think I'm going to put him on here now. I might pop him up. I might pop him up. So is 2 going to be enough, or do I need? Pop him up. This one I wanted to say, and this one I wanted to say, oh, happy day. I'm going to do it in black. So my head here where I can see what I'm doing. Oh, happy day. Should probably be trimmed down a little bit, but I will have this go off a little, like I did before, but I think I can use my big shears. I'm not the best at cutting with shears, cutting straight with them, but I think that went up a little. Yeah, that's, ooh, yuck. Oh, that's a little better. It's still off a little. Anyway, let me just look right here. Okay, that's good enough. So I think I'm gonna put that right there. That there. Now, do I want this, if I can get a hold of it, by his feet? I might do that. So if I did that though, where's the, get my mini dimensionals, because I don't want that one. Where is it? Of course, earlier when I went to grab my regular dimensionals, what came out was the mini, and now that I want the mini, they're not showing their face over here. It's life. Oh wait, here's one. Ta-da! Let me see. One may be enough. Let me just see. Yeah, because that can go right here. Wait. There. Whoop. It's crooked. What are you doing? There. Maybe. Maybe. Is this going to fit under here? Is this too big? Then my head will be in the way. It's going to be too big. Where's my... So I can cut this in half. Maybe I can cut it in half. I know they cut there. Put this. All right. So now that's stuck on there. There's my right here. Okay. Come on, there. Stuff didn't want to come off. There. There, that's a little better. Maybe, if it's going to stick. More like that. There. Oh my goodness. Oh, that looks better than I thought it might. Like that. Now it is very simple. Let me just do this. That's why I want that. So I'm going to just do, because I'm just going to do it like that for a minute because I want to play around a little bit here. So what if I did, see, I don't think I like that gray with the blue. I think that's a little too much. There another, was this one. And that maybe could go, you could maybe do that. If I was doing that, though, I might not put it on the green. Do I have a balmy blue one here ready to go? Let me see. Probably not, because that's what I want, right? I don't, but let me see. But still. So if I did it, the background more like that than that. Oh, that's kind of interesting. Okay, or what I want, something totally different in the background, kind of like this. I don't think I am going to do that, but I just, sometimes you got to play around a little bit and just kind of, for me, it would, oh, that kind of pulls him out a little. It's on the back of this. It's the back of the rain paper. Let me cut this down. Do a 4 by 5 1/4 piece. And then I can see even a little better that has the rain on the one side, and this is kind of pulls the color of the pig out. So here you could just do this, and how it kind of pulls out is the umbrella and his outfit. And I could even make this a little smaller if I want, not too much. Or it could be like this. That's kind of fun. Or, let me just try the other side too. Oh wow, that's kind of neat too. Oh my goodness, so many choices, so many choices. Any of them would be good. And if anybody's watching right now, they're not making comments, so, but this is one way I just can show you with this. Look, so you could do, okay, so here we go. This is choice number 1, very plain, very simple. Choice number 2, and that's pretty cool. Or choice number 3, and I may turn this, there's that. Oh my goodness, so much fun. Let me try it this way, although it looks almost like rain if you, although there. Oh my goodness. I guess it depends on what you want. Like this one, to me, it's brighter, right? I just realized he doesn't necessarily look happy, does he? This, this goes along more with the rainy day, showers of blessing day. Oh, I'm just not sure. It's so funny because I think I might do that one. There's something about that to me that's soothing, that's calming. But I have to say, this really is an interesting thought to me to do something like this. Because this is out of the box for me. This one right here is would definitely be out of the box for me because it's not my usual thing. So maybe that's what I should do, even though I kind of like the other. All right, maybe I will, just for something different. And again, no, this way I had it right. Oh my goodness, there we go. So, you know what, I'm not going to glue these down. I'm going to leave it like this, and I'm going to take pictures of all of them, all the options. But I guess that's what maybe I will leave you with the rain just because then it looks a little different than the dog next to it. Whew. See, have fun with stuff. Don't feel like you gotta always be the same, boom, 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 But yeah, I think I'll do that one leave you with that one for now. Okay, so wow, that was an adventure. See, even if adventures just with color. Okay, so right there we go. So, and depending on what happens, if, and maybe I'll just keep playing with this stuff this week, and even if my paper pumpkin comes tomorrow, I think I may just stick with this and then do the paper pumpkin next week. Okay. But it definitely, this is a companion to the paper pumpkin for this month. So if you are a paper pumpkin subscriber, then you can, and you didn't get this set, you might want to consider, like at least parts of this suite to round it out. And if you aren't a paper pumpkin subscriber, you can't get that specific paper pumpkin kit, but you could get this, like this set. And for the March paper pumpkin, just an FYI, it's the 10-year anniversary, and you get an extra free stamp set in there. Okay, that's what they usually do in March, and so that'll be fun too. All right, everyone, thank you so much for watching. I hope you have a good week. My plan is to be on YouTube tomorrow night, and then back here again on Friday. Hopefully this Friday nothing interferes, so I can do my fun fold. So until we meet again, my friends, happy crafting. Bye-bye.